its guests, and not necessarily of the staff or management of this station. Wusses. CHATTERBOX is brought to you in part by
And now, our feature presentation.
Hiya, and happy Sunday. My name is Minerva, and we got a little surprise for you tonight. We got a brand new show, but I got a little bad news. No, they haven't found Elvis. Mr. Sudler can't be with us today. He was caught masturbating in front of a 12-year-old boy last night, and, well, they took him in. I'm kidding! I'm sorry. April Fool! Anyway, well, we got a marvelous show planned for you, an hour long, and we're also live on the radio. But Mr. Sudler will tell you all about that in a minute. And now, on with the show and Mr. Sudler.
Well, thank you, Minerva. It's certainly a pleasure to have you back. You're certainly not sober. I can tell by the fumes of pouch. Oh, excellent idea. It being April Fool's, I have very carefully stashed my microphone down here. And now that I have found it, all is well. Thank you very much. This being, of course, the April Fool's show, we can do anything we want, and no one can say we can't. And in news around the world, as you know, things horrible are happening. Did you know, for instance, that celebrity chimps were rescued? It turns out that 6 celebrity chimpanzees, which appear in movies and television commercials, were abducted by a man who led Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies on a wild chase through suburban Santa Clara Valley, authorities reported. Turns out the chimps were in the back of a 1981 Ford van that was stolen Saturday in front of a mini-mart. Oh, horrors, the sky is falling, isn't it? And former Klan wizard convicted. The former imperial wizard of a Georgia chapter of the Ku Klux Klan has been convicted of a murder in a Klan love triangle. Now, does that beat it? I mean, white supremacy, all commingling with their same race. Turns out that David Lee Craig, age 40, was convicted Monday of murdering Billy Joe Veitch, a fellow Klan member. In 1987, at the time Craig was having an affair with Veitch's wife, Neva Jane Veitch, Mrs. Veitch is scheduled to be tried on the same murder charge. Oh, what fun. I'm sure we can get some coverage of that. And Health Report says 1 in 10 suffers from a tropical disease. Nearly 1 person in 10 worldwide suffers from tropical diseases, and with unrelenting developments in civil unrest, the number is expected to increase steadily, says the World Health Organization. So you must pull down your pants and check and see if you have elephantiasis, leprosy, river blindness, or Chagas disease. And if you do, drop us a note and we'll send you some salve to rub on it. And Cuban cigar maker challenges rival. Francisca Padron, the head of Cuba State Tobacco Company, challenged leading European cigar merchant Zino Davidoff Tuesday to taste test to determine whether the quality of Cuban cigars has declined. What will Fidel say, the great jailer of the Caribbean, if he loses out? Perhaps the signal of our local radio stations and nationwide might even decline. And no rock and roll allowed. New Kids on the Block, the pop group known for its squeaky clean image and anti-drug stand, has gotten some students in trouble with the Gilead Christian Academy in Macon, Georgia. Keith Scott, Gilead Dean of Students, said, quote, "Rock music is in direct opposition to the Word of God. This stand we take without apology. Hey-oh, boo, can you say, baby?" And in Libreville, Gabon, lovers of the haute cuisine were shocked to learn that Mr. Maba Natam, a high priest of a local animist sect, has been sentenced to death for conducting a cannibalism rite that concluded with turning the body of Mr. Andre Ango Ngong into a lightly spiced casserole. The Gabonese government is ever under the watchful eye again of the World Health Organization. And Windsor, Canada's safe sex campaign has caused a major crisis in Windsor's city sewage system. Weekend of citywide safe sex gave the city's cops... Yes? There's a man snapping his fingers at me, but we will ignore him, for he is obviously rude. Getting back to where we were,
After the entire weekend of citywide safe sex, thousands of condoms flushed by the city's safe sex copulators have completely clogged the sewage system. Certainly they could have done what we do here in the States and used ones to our congressmen. By the way, we are now being joined, a live simulcast, by News Radio 970 WFLA. So if you're watching, you can certainly tune it in on the radio at the same time. This is something that we're glad to present, and our guest tonight will be special guests. So I would like to welcome right now all of our listeners on News Radio 970 WFLA. You are listening to the new television program called CHATTERBOX. Good evening and welcome back to CHATTERBOX, coming to you live on whatever cable system you subscribe to. We're also being joined by News Radio 970 WFLA. This is a live simulcast, so for those of you who have not got cable, you certainly cannot watch it. However, if you do, this is being carried on Jones Intercable Channel 40, Paragon Cable Channel 33, Cablevision Channel 17, and Telesat Channel 47. If you're in Pinellas County, it will be replayed next week on Paragon Cable Channel 9. And for those of you in New York City, this already happened. Sorry about that. If you're in Pinellas County, you're certainly welcome to dial our local lines here, which are 254-3076, 253-2146, or 251-2324. There you have it. Those of you can see it. And dial 1, of course. And those of you locally don't need to dial 1 at all. Our guests today are three gentlemen, one by the name of Al Gardner. Next to him is Mark Larson, and next to him is Lionel, who's had a problem with his eyes. I see that they seem to be somewhat...
It's not so much the eyes, but you had some coffee, like decaf. Or, I mean, I don't mind telling you, I'm a little nervous. Dick, you look terrific. Benny? Seriously, Benny?
So I noticed, did I hear a great gaseous borborygin escape from betwixt...
No, you got a fart.
That's what it was.
I'm sorry, but you know we have delay and stuff. Radio, right? You guys taught me that. And, it'll pass.
Oh, geez. And next to you, of course, is Mark Larson. You are on WFLA Radio from 9 a.m. to noon.
That's right.
And what is it like sitting next to Lionel, who's suffering from these borborygins?
I don't have any nasal cavity. I blew it all out when I was hooked on cocaine about 2 weeks ago, and I have no sense of smell.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
One of Mr. Conservative, I hate drugs, right? You spend your whole life abusing your body, half your life, and the other half decrying it.
And of course,
I don't care for these people. I'll be honest with you. I want you to know right away. I don't care. You know, we talk about this fraternity of talk show hosts. Where the hell's a camera?
There's one right there.
These people, I can't stand them. This guy is psychotic. All right? First of all, Al Gardner. 3 o'clock in the morning. When the hell is your show?
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Good morning. His big claim to fame. Good morning. Not how are you, whatever. You look marvelous. Good
I never met either of these guys.
Let's do it.
This is Al Gardner now.
Good morning.
Nice.
Say that for us.
3 o'clock in the morning.
I won't be there.
This guy screams more. You know what to me a night in hell would be? be next to you in like a bad Best Western motel with you and some, I don't know, some travel agent or something. You screaming in the middle of, the moment. I mean, this guy screams just ordering food.
Now, for those of you who cannot see Lionel's eyes, unfortunately, he seems to have some sort of optical affliction.
Carol, I know what that
his
is.
eyes do...
Strabismus?
Yes, what is that, Mark?
It's the dreaded Cleveland-Wheeler disease.
Strabismus.
And yet you've had this now for quite a while.
Who's this guy who keeps yelling real loud?
Is this a congenital defect? That's the cameraman. He's certainly exuberant.
He's talking about your genitals.
This is tremendous. I mean, these people, this is probably the strangest staff. We were coming here before. I mean, this place is a dive. It's 150 degrees in here, middle of nowhere, a part of town where the police won't even come. And you got people with these self-styled professionals who talk real loud in the background.
Isn't that great?
And you start off, and I love it, Miss Camera Woman says, "What the hell's a Zoom?" Remember that?
This isn't funded by the NEA, is it?
How did you guess? Let's go to the phone and say, hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hey, Sudler.
Hello, sir.
Hey, man, why'd you change the name of your show?
Because it's April Fool's, sir, and it's time for us to turn over a new rock.
Why'd you change the name of your show?
Oh, listen to that moron back there. He sounds like he's doing a bad imitation of Buddy Hackett. He's pretty horrible.
How can you say that, sir?
This is the subject of your call was why'd you change the name?
Google eyes into the camera, crossing his eyes, being real obnoxious, and he sounds like he's doing a poor imitation of Buddy Hackett.
Hey, sir? Sir!
Not you.
Hack this! Hack this, sir! For those of you listening to radio right now, Mark just grabbed himself.
In the inguinal region, to be sure. Thank you for your call, sir. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live. And the same one to you, too.
We get that call, too.
Yeah,
I've gotten that one before.
High frequency, that
It's
musical
a tone
note.
guy.
Yeah.
Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
How are you today, Mr. Sudler?
Good evening, sir.
If I'd like to address this question to the well-known and provocative Lionel, please.
Yes, of course.
I must see his face, that handsome face of Lionel.
Yeah.
I'm having to cut you off, sir, because you're the one that says that naughty word. We've dealt with you before.
What
Of
is
course,
it?
we must put up the word for the day in advance so that you may know
you hear anything?
in advance that you are never to use this kind of language.
I heard
You will
nothing.
see it popping up on your screen. You will apply it to yourself. You will find out that, in fact, you are what it reads. I will sit and wait, and there it is. You are a fop-doodle, an insignificant fool, not dissimilar to a popinjay and a coxcomb.
Insignificant.
Insignificant. Is that spelled right?
Yeah.
Yes, it looks to be. Hello,
You
you're
know what
on
else I think is
Chatterbox
funny,
Live.
too, Carol?
Pardon?
Mind me just interrupting? Notice how you said live simulcast. If it's not live,
Actually,
it's
that
not
would
much
be
of a
redundant.
simulcast.
It would be redundant,
It's a
wouldn't
bit
it?
redundant, I think so.
Yes.
What do we do a tape
That's the
simulcast?
Sound like
Department
crooked
of
lawyers.
Redundancy Department, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for the three gentlemen over there.
Yes, sir.
Perhaps they can give some reasons as to why your name is Carroll. Why it's a woman's name. I'm curious.
Well, it's actually a last name, sir. And if you had any sort of education, you would realize that. Witness, Carroll O'Connor, Lewis Carroll, things like that.
Carroll
But obviously,
Shelby?
since you don't read, you certainly wouldn't know.
Carroll
would you?
Shelby, remember him?
That's right.
A rocket scientist. First guy to do, I believe he used, I think it was the first penile implant. It was a rhinoceros cartilage.
My guitar teacher
Carol
had a
Lipschitz?
first name Carol.
And a fine woman at that, no doubt.
Carol
It
King.
was a gentleman.
Now, Lionel, you are
musician.
a lawyer as well, an attorney, a shark, I suppose, as some call it. Why would you get into talk radio? Why? What
To be
is
closer to Mark.
So that's what it is. It's a fraternal
of
thing, male
Deadhead?
bonding, I guess.
I did everything I could to just be in the same building with this great man.
And how
Did I get
about
it
you,
right?
Al?
Did I get it right?
I got the money right
I'm
there.
sitting on the end here so that I can be farther away from him with this gastric distress problem, basically. How did you get into this?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm the host. I have to ask
okay.
you the questions. So we'll go back to the phones
By
and
the
say...
way, Carol, we
Yes.
love the makeup.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it?
You look
Before I
like,
get
you look
into
like Lon
television.
Chaney on drugs. Then they look at me
Thank you.
scary.
Well, that's because I was speedballing heroin and cocaine before the show. Hello, you're on Chatterbox
Kind of looks like
Live.
something from the old lawyer.
Carl?
Pardon me, sir.
How are you doing today, Carl?
Just fine, sir.
Carl.
I have Lionel a question.
Of course you may.
Has he ever been butt fucked?
I beg your pardon. I don't think that his beard
As
has
a
that...
matter of fact, can I answer that?
Yes.
It was done by myself one time. I was riding a girl's bike, and I hit a speed bump.
Yes.
I was carrying something in my pocket, and I left it. And all my life, I've been going around trying to recreate that feeling.
Yes.
I'm a kinky kind of
It was
guy.
like a banana seat on the little Stingray bike.
You know what's a blast?
What?
Did you ever try brown bombing? You ever heard of that?
No, have you ever tried
Loose side
felching?
table- Felching?
Yes.
Carol Felcher, remember that? No. Loose side table, squat nude over it, pick up small change without using your hand. There's a woman working around over here. Loose side table. Like
Yes.
Don't you get it? Somebody's down there, you're overhead, bombs away. It's scary. Try it.
All right, I will. Now, Al, I understand that you have recently, in fact, the other day, brought on a rain man, a Miccosukee medicine man, in order to make it rain. This was downtown Tampa, by the way.
Dustin Hoffman, by the way.
And it did rain, didn't it?
Absolutely it did. There are doubters, there are detractors, I'm sure, but believe it or not, Bobby Henry was the man's name, and he brought with him a fellow by the name of Alan Jumper, for whom the cable was named. They were members of the Seminole tribe, really. And they kind of pranced around, I guess it was on Tico Plaza downtown, took a little salt shaker with water on it over one live turtle and one turtle, which was just an empty shell, and the very next thing you know, it didn't rain.
Ninja rain turtle.
Not long after that, it didn't work.
See, but
yeah, it really did.
And thanks to Channel 10 for not giving us a plug.
Yeah, I noticed the Tampa
And
Tribune
Channel 13 as well.
referred to it as a local
radio
newspaper,
station.
a local radio.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That was very clever. By the way,
JP Times mentioned this, 970
Well, they were
What
across
was
the
interesting
bay.
about this guy, he was born in this area, right? Lived.
Oh, yeah.
Where is his accent from? It's like Lawrence Welk. You ever wonder about that? Why does Lawrence Welk talk like that?
The crowd.
But think about it this way. It's in the Everglades, where the Seminole Indians are, it never rains.
in Southern California.
You figure that out. The next point that's funny is that can you imagine God saying in heaven somewhere, I'll let it rain, but you gotta dance. Somebody wake up the Indian. I'll give you the rain. So Gardner said, we'll do it. And can you imagine all the meteorologists saying, he's going to do what? And it worked.
Well, there you
In fact,
have
we
it.
have a taped transcript of everything he said. Remember that one line?
There's an 18-minute...
Tears me up. It's like Paul is dead. If you play it backwards, Paul is dead. Fantastic.
Our phone numbers are 251-2324, 253-2146, or 254-3076. And I said that without a teleprompter. Pretty swell, huh? Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yes, I have a question for Lionel.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any new albums coming out, and what are the chances of getting back with the Commodores?
Can I address this man? You have a gift, all right? When they go through the lists and read the list of the greatest comedians of all time, you're going to be out there listening. Fantastic. Lionel Richie, Lionel. There's going to be a train joke coming up. I mean, they make fun of you with your name being Carroll. Me. Great audience you got.
Well, they're a very clever bunch. Hello, you're on Hot Seat Live. I'm sorry, Chatterbox Live.
Oh, I like that flat. If you're a big book fuck.
Oh, I beg your pardon, sir.
Yes, sir.
I defer to my first answer.
I think that people are certainly the opposite of anal retentive. In fact, they seem to be anal dwellers, don't they?
What about you, Al? Have you ever been there?
Have one of these, will you please? Well,
Think Al
hey,
works
tell your
for
Coke
coffee.
joke, will you
This
please?
coffee, by the way. Is just,
Somebody left their specimen in here. Can we please...
Yes, that sounds like fun. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hey, Carol.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something, Carol. Do you read the thesaurus?
No, I am a thesaurus.
Can I
Go
ask you a
back.
question, Carol?
Pardon me.
What's another word for thesaurus?
Thesaurus Rex.
Think about that one.
All right, let me think. What we'll do is take a break. During that time, I will think of another word
Somebody
for
actually
thesaurus.
sponsors this?
That's absolutely correct.
Holy mother
In
of
fact,
pearl.
one of these sponsors is the very radio station upon which we are simulcasting, that being News Radio 970 WFLA. When we come back, we'll be taking more of your live telephone calls. And visiting with Lionel, Mark Larson, and Al Gardner here live on Chatterbox. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Chatterbox will return with Carroll Sudler and his guests.
It is when you have a really bad headache.
Betty Beamisdorfer has a headache.
It stays with you for days, and you wake up with it, and you go to sleep with it. I've just been so tense and irritable. It just makes my whole head throb. It's like a steel band on my head. It starts at the back of my neck, and it just works its way on around, and I've just been so tense and so irritable. Last week, I killed one of my own children. I don't even remember which one it was. I just don't know what I can do.
Will you try new Excitrin?
Sure, I'll try it, but it won't bring back my baby.
I'm going to put you in jail. And if I don't catch you, they will.
For those who can make an engine sing, we offer a course in heavy metal. Aim high, Air Force.
How do you feel now?
I'm feeling a little strange. I mean, does it feel like it's getting hot in here to you? My clothes are starting to really bother me. Are you busy right now? I mean, Baby, you want to go out to the car?
Try new Excitrin, because horny is better than a headache. Take only as directed. Read label instructions carefully.
Chatterbox is seen on these fine systems. Owing to some poltroons and grimalkins that called Chatterbox, viewer discretion is advised. Live from Tampa Bay, Florida, you're tuned to Chatterbox.
And welcome back to Chatterbox, coming to you live on whatever cable system you subscribe to. I'm your host, Carroll Sudler. We're also being simulcast on News Radio 970 WFLA. So for those of you who don't have cable, you can certainly tune us in on the radio and take advantage of our phone lines, which are 251-2324 and 254-3076 and 253-2146. If you're anywhere outside of Hillsborough County, dial 1 first. That'll bring you through. Our guests today are, of course, Lionel, who's seen on News Radio 970 WFLA from 3 to 6:30 p.m., and Mark Larson next to him, who is on from 9 a.m. to noon, and next to him is Good Morning, Al Gardner, from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. And Al, aside from the Rain Man thing, your news is generally pretty straightforward in the morning, or do you like to have a little
pretty
fun
much,
with it?
it's like this program. In fact, the same guy calls you who calls me every single morning. Listen, about 7:20 tomorrow morning, the same guy who you just heard will call.
The one who wants to know about your buttocks?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Al, have you ever,
Done the show at 5 in the morning? Yeah, I have. Moving right along.
All right, well, let's go to the phones and say, hello, you're on Chatterbox Live. Hello, you're on the air.
A big story today is News Radio 970 WFLA's ratings are going down the toilet.
I see, sir. Probably somewhere where you are right now, sitting amidst the bowl,
That's what Claire Moore
swirling
said.
yourself where you belong. Of course, you know nothing about it, you being at home eating a ham sandwich, no doubt. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live. Try that one again. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hey, Carol.
Yes, sir.
I know where you live, you pompous fuck.
I beg your pardon. Well,
You do get a quality array of calls.
yes,
Now,
indeed we do.
are these employees who you've set up to call in, or
Yes.
is this just the actual normal quality?
These are the regular people out there who live in this lovely town.
And we
I'm
were
sorry to hear
upset, and we used to get upset about somebody calling up and screaming.
Made my day. Made my
This
day.
is terrific.
I don't get in this,
Look at this. He's got it made up. He looks terrific. Got your Brooks Brothers, your Hapsock, whatever outfit on, and people are telling you to
Do we dare go back to the phones?
Is that a Kleenex in your pocket or a handkerchief?
Actually, it's a piece of plywood.
Comes with a dry cleaning place. They give it.
Mark, what direction do you feel talk radio is moving in?
Down the toilet, like
Yes,
the last caller
exactly.
just said.
Do you see that really happening? Do you see that people are getting more serious? I know that in the 60s, it was issue-oriented mostly, the Vietnam War.
Well, we're trying to get it back that way, but it's going to be a long, hard road. No, I think talk radio is... no, talk radio is
The depth of this man.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Asking questions about his
Talk radio, I think it's a salvation for AM. It really is. Most people that listen to music radio are on FM now, and AM is either paid-for religion, dead country stations, satellite programming like WSUN, or live news talk like we are at WFLA. And I think that's really where AM radio is going and talk radio is going.
Now, Lionel, you have some theories on the AM band. I've heard you before make pronouncements about how it's certainly a lot more lively than the FM band, which is people programming to you, telling you what you need to hear, i.e., this is this record, and you have no choice. Whereas with talk radio, they can call you and maybe move the topic around.
Huh? No.
Is that the same problem I just had?
You know what? By the way, I concur 100% with whatever you said. But you know, I always thought about this analogy. Let's say at our wonderful plush studios one day, somebody says, quick, so-and-so in the FM has just had a massive heart attack. Can somebody run the board? Can somebody play the music? You'd see a line a mile long. However, if somebody said on the intercom, Mark Larson has just had a massive coronary infarction, can somebody do this? You'd see, no. No, I mean, I can, no, because it is, I mean, there's no...
It's a gift.
It's a gift, but I mean, there's no, I can't say, enough of this, here's some Paula Abdul, boom.
Right.
And how anybody can listen, number one, to music all day long, programmed by somebody else,
Yeah.
is amazing. How can people like it? How can anybody want to hear somebody else's mix and not know what's coming up? And to hear the mindless, trite, blah, from these people who, if they had a couple more neurons, could make a synapse. I mean, I'm sorry. Talk radio is not for everybody.
So it's a constant request line in a sense.
Not at all.
Well, the callers
just want to...
The callers are, in essence, our records. And what's neat is each one is different. A record, what goes around on a music station once every 2 hours, so it burns out. But every call for us is different, so all of our records are constantly fresh, and new information comes in. It's not just us. Callers call in with all kinds of neat information. We might hit a certain topic. I did something on air traffic control and airline safety one day. It just so happens they're all listening to TIA. 2 pilots called, a couple of mechanics called in, and some really neat information.
They weren't airline mechanics.
They faked it beautifully, yeah, but nonetheless it made for an interesting program.
All right. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hey, Hop, how you doing?
Just fine, sir.
I know where you live, too.
That's nice. You want to come over and have a beer?
Try and make an intelligent observation here.
We welcome that.
Be the first one tonight.
Thank you.
I listen to Al and Lionel. I never get a chance to listen to Mark.
Screw you, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to know why 970 has that imbecile on in the early afternoon from New York.
Oh, Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah. Why don't you guys have anything, a live, DJ or anything? Why do you have him?
Sir, Rush Limbaugh.
Going, Mark? Why don't you work from like 9 to 3?
Sir Rush. Oh, that's too long for me, sir. Rush Limbaugh is the #1 talk host in America right now. The man is stellar.
I disagree with it. I think that if y'all had some more, local DJs and made another live show like in the morning and the evenings, I think it'd be much better.
Can I say something, sir?
Sure.
Sir, you seem to be rather astute. Number one,
thank you. I fooled you too.
You know this about radio. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't either. Sometimes, sometimes
you've been at this as long as Lionel.
Sometimes I've seen management do things that I think is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, beyond comprehension as far as being stupid. And yet it works. And I've seen them take away things. There's a reason for everything. The station is not saving money or saying, why don't we put somebody taped on? It's a deliberate move. And in some markets where you have Rush, he's the #1 midday spot.
Well, what does he do to 970's ratings?
Frankly, his ratings, I broke him out on the last rating sweep, and his numbers are very, very good. In fact, they're very consistent with the rest of the time slots when we are quote-unquote live and local. Rush has a definite following.
Well, I guess that's where we agree to disagree, as Al says.
Well, yeah, let me shoot something in. I think it's kind of important.
That's what the guy said before about, anyway.
Sure, the caller said that. I think as the light dies down and we assume an evening mode, I think that it's important to point out that, A, we do save money as a radio station on syndicated programming, and I think that's important. The caller recognizes that. Yeah. WSUN, for example, you listen to Bruce Williams, they save money through syndicated programming, but for different reasons, and I think Mark hit on it. He does well. Now, Tampa Bay is unique in that he doesn't do particularly well here. He does well comparative to the other AM audience, but for some reason he hasn't gelled here. Whether you agree or disagree with him, I think, caller, you'd have to admit he is quite an entertainer, and he does provoke a response.
I think he does like all the talk show radio DJs do. He's controversial, and he gets the audience going.
Yeah, but I think some of it's sincere.
Yeah, well.
And that's, as you say, agree to disagree. I think he's pretty good. I listen to him. I don't agree with anything he says, but I do hit my bag a little harder during workouts when he's on.
There you go. Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
How's it going, dickhead?
Well, then wasn't that deep?
Is school out right now?
Richard Cranium checking in. That is good to know.
Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
I think it's funny.
Yes, I'd like to ask Mr. Larson a two-part question.
Yes.
If he ever got along with Liz Richards, and two, if he's ever been butt.
Got you there, sir.
Yes, sir.
Got you there.
Was that for me?
Yes.
About the lizard?
Yes,
I think this is great. I'm serious.
Wow. Taking the second part first.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever get along with Liz Richards? And secondly, have you ever been, shall we say...
Stooped.
Thank you.
By...
Well, I don't know.
I don't know her that well. I just know her from passing her in the hallway from time to time. She wasn't with us very long. In fact, when she was with WFLA, I was working for the Power Pig or whatever it was, the 18 other formats.
Radio Guam.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yes, I've always enjoyed all the on-air personalities on 970, and particularly Lionel's show. But just curiously, Lionel, what's your last name? I've wondered that since listening.
It's Slobowitz, isn't it?
Lipschitz.
Lipschitz.
Is that it? Okay, well, appreciate the candor.
Thank you, sir, for your call.
Appreciate the cancer?
Canter.
Oh, canter or canter?
Banter.
Appreciate
Like a
the
horse. Canter.
That's what you do when somebody offers you a cigarette. Appreciate it.
Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live. We've heard that.
I can do a better one than that.
Yes, I think you
Come on,
can.
that's-
They'll see you one and raise you one. Here you go.
Now,
Right
what-
into the
what-
mic
what
line.
an
Right
egg?
into the lavalier.
What, you want a long one? This is kind of the Mexican food. I've been at the Mexican borough. Excuse me. Kind of a thing.
All right. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Look at a party.
Hey, Carol, how you doing?
Just fine, sir.
Hey, look at as far as Rush Limbaugh goes, you know, I think talk radio is pretty much just entertainment. I think like some of the stuff that goes on between like Mark and Lionel back to Mark is basically just entertainment. I don't know how sincere it is, but my question is, that's just an observation I want to make. My question is, any of you guys see Rush subbing on Friday night for you know, that late night show?
I did.
Right. That's Ajax.
Yeah,
What
did
did
you
you
see? He just, you know, when he doesn't have the ability to shut the phone call off when he wants to, have it run the way he wants, he seems to kind of fall apart, or it seems that he was falling apart. He couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Sir, my neighbor taped it for me. I understand they had to drain the audience. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous.
They cleared the studio out.
Sounds like one of those weird sex things in Mexico.
They drained the audience, yeah.
But you're absolutely. This caller is very astute. He's.
Come on, spit it out.
No,
Lionel.
it's like he goes up to Mike Tyson and says, "Come on, hit me!" Boom, and he's knocked out, and he says he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Well, anyway, look at Carol. I think this is a tremendous show you got here. Just wanted to call and let you know.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate your call.
Nobody
Have a nice
appreciates
day. Thank
the
you, sir.
depth of your sick mind.
Well, you
As
and I
Al-
go out and have beers.
As
we have
Al
a
and
good
I
time.
were commenting in the men's room, you are a maniac disguised as Ken. Is it Ken? What would you call it? It's not really Ken. I don't know what it is. You look, I mean, you got the dry look.
Cherubic.
You walk around cherubic, absolutely, angelic, but innocent. Innocent, always.
Yes,
I mean, yuppie. I mean, he's the perpetual
I'm
prep.
hardly young. I'm certainly not upwardly mobile, and I ain't professional. We're coming to you live on News Radio 970 WFLA and the various cable systems such as Jones Intercable Channel 40, Paragon Cable Channel 33, Telesat Channel 47, and Cablevision Channel 17 in Hillsborough County. And if you're in Pinellas County, you'll catch it next week on Paragon Cable Channel 9. And of course, if you're in New York City, as I said earlier, this has already happened. Nonetheless, you can call our local lines at 251-2324, 254-3076, and 253-2146. We'll go back to the phones and say, hello, you're on Chatterbox Live. Hello, you're on the air. All right, we'll try this one. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Can
I translate?
Yes,
that
please do.
was something Niels Bohr said during a symposium years ago. It's kind of a hip, kind of a physics kind of joke.
That's kind of the noise you make when you shoot up ammoniac trisulfate diethylchlorothene.
It's also the noise you make when a nude fat lady gets off a Northern High chair. That kind of, you know.
Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hi, Carol. How you doing?
Just fine, sir.
I just want to make a comment. Lionel kind of looks like a cross between, I'd say, Peter Falk and Al Pacino. And you, Carol, don't get offended, but you really remind me of Barney Rubble. You really do.
Thank you, sir. And have a nice day. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
From Night Shift, Barney Rubble. What an actor.
Oh gosh, I'm just too nervous.
It sounds like Richie.
Goofy has called.
Yes, it does a little bit.
Sounds like
doesn't
Richie, doesn't it? Now
Just
that's
the
a show.
same belching and terrible, pyloric valves snapping back
You'll
and forth.
never be a Richie.
Thank you very much.
Never be one.
Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hello, this is Paul Abdul, and I'm pissed off.
I say better to be pissed off than pissed on. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
necessarily.
Hello?
Hello?
I want to know why you don't have Dick Norman on as one of your guests.
Oh, you're more
Long distance call.
Yes. A very nice woman, to be sure. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live. Hello, you're on Chatterbox. All right, we'll try this one. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yeah, 2 large cheese pizzas to go, please.
All right, let me get that order down. What did you just want cheese, double cheese?
Yeah, the name is Reagan.
Reagan. First name, sir?
From The Exorcist.
Ronald, you dick.
Ronald, you big. All right, we'll see that that's delivered within several moments. Hello, you're on Chatterbox. Whoa. You're on Chatterbox Live.
Yeah, hi, Carol.
Hello, sir.
I just wanted to call and say that you do a really good job. I can't believe that all these people call up as jerky as they are.
Yes, it is a bit odd, isn't it?
Just set up.
Here comes the punchline.
Here we go.
To have to put up with all that is incredible. I just wanted to say that I'm a delivery driver, and I used to listen to, like Lionel was saying, the music stuff that's programmed by everybody else. And now I listen to the AM. I do listen to FLA. Sorry, Al, I don't get to listen to you too often. But, Mark, I think your show is great. I have lots of fun when I'm listening to it.
Check's in the mail, sir.
I just wanted to know, Mark, why do you think people on your show, when you have a show about sexual activities, let's say, why people would actually call up and admit about all the things that they do on there? Do you think they're actually true, or do you think a lot of that's just makeup?
Well, sir, the only show we've really done on sexual activity was the show about welfare mommies, squeezing out the welfare puppies.
No.
And we actually talked about blatant sexual activity.
Eurolagnia, remember that one?
Oh, is he a Eurolagniac?
Oh,
I don't recall
tremendous.
that.
I do the more the European.
Right.
You're into
clistophilia.
The show on frottage.
That was hot.
rubbing.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
And Troyalism, too.
Your coprophagia
and we did do the show on Key West. I forgot about that.
I mean, well, sure, I think it was really about Kama Sutra, where you would read portions of it and how people can actually affect turgidity of sphincter muscles by doing exercises. I mean, I think it's pretty
sphincter
good.
is the word of the year.
Thank you, sir, for your call, by the way. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yes, hi, Carol. I just want to tell you I think your show is great.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I have a call for Al Gardner.
You have a call for Al Gardner?
I'll take it.
Excuse me.
See you later.
A question. I would like to know whatever happened to Al Gardner and the phone tones.
Oh,
they've been sued by Walt Disney.
Actually, ma'am, it was the union.
There's your answer. Thanks for asking, though. I appreciate it.
No, I thought it was they were very entertaining, and it was nice to hear them on the radio.
Well, let me just tell you a quick story about that. Here I am doing morning news, basically, on the AM, when Mark Larson here, who was the program director of then Z93, before it's now the Power Pig, needed a guy to come in and disc jockey on Saturday nights, and I had never disc jockeyed before. So I said, Mark, could I please do the show? And he
Plus,
said,
you're an oldies freak.
Oh, I love the oldies, absolutely. You know, any oldies trivia, I would love to enter and compete in a contest on oldies trivia because I love the stuff. And so Mark said, yeah, sure, grudgingly, I'll give you 6 to 10. So we set up this fictitious musical group called the Fabulous Phone Tones. We did that through a 4-track machine where we're able to play a number of instruments for the background, sing a number of instruments over top of that, and create this band who would then be behind the disc jockey.
So it's literally a one-man band that comes out as a several-membered multi-unit band.
Magic of electronics, it's true. And this lady who was on the phone is hip enough to have caught it and remembered it, and I appreciate that.
All right. Called musical masturbation, which is Al Gardner pioneered.
All right, we do have to take a quick break, but we will take one quick call before that and say hello, you're on Chatterbox Live. Hello?
And again, maybe you know.
Yeah, he's probably sitting out there somewhere. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live. Ah, that felt great.
A flat?
You're on.
A flat?
Is that A flat?
A flat? A flat minor 7?
A flatulence? Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Hey, flatulence.
This is a radio TV simulcast on News Radio 970 WFLA, as well as Paragon Cable, Telesat, Cablevision, and Jones Intercable. Our guests today are Lionel, Mark Larson, and Al Gardner. We'll be taking more of your live telephone calls when we return, so
coffee?
stay with us.
Where's the cable?
Stay tuned. Chatterbox will return in a moment.
In Florida, you can switch from one political party to another, depending on which way the wind's blowing, and still get elected governor. You can make campaign promises you have no intention of keeping. In Florida, you have to pay a service tax on accounting, legal fees, plumbing, bank services, and advertising. In Florida, you can pass rather maniacal tax increases that cost Florida business people and consumers millions of dollars and put thousands of people out of work with the doors shut. This is Florida. The rules are different here.
Hello, I'm Frank, and you all remember Ed. Many people have asked us why there are no women in these commercials. The answer is quite simple to explain. You see, after a hard day of making Beatles and Germs wine coolers, Ed here dresses up like a woman and gives me a bath. Then I put on my rubber baby clothes and we commit unspeakable acts of sexual perversion all night long. Of course, our activities are assisted by liberal doses of Beatles and Germs wine coolers. We hope this clears up any confusion about our feeling toward women. And we thank you once again for your support.
Chatterbox is seen on these fine systems. Owing to some poltroons and grimalkins that call Chatterbox, viewer discretion is advised. Chatterbox now returns with Carroll Sudler. Chatterbox now returns with Carroll Sudler. Stay tuned. Chatterbox will return with Carroll Sudler and his guests. Stay tuned. Chatterbox will return with Carroll Sudler and his guests. Chatterbox now returns with Carroll Sudler. Chatterbox now returns with Carroll Sudler. Stay tuned. Chatterbox will return with Carroll Sudler and his guests. Stay tuned. Chatterbox will return with Carroll Sudler and his guests.
And there you have it, the wonders of live television, as well as the wonders of live radio. And of course, we are simulcasting on News Radio 970 WFLA, as well as Jones Intercable, Paragon Cable, Cable Vision, and Telesat Television. And our guests today are Lionel, we have Mark Larson, and we have Al Gardner. These are the talk show hosts of News Radio 970 WFLA. And you guys had stepped out for a moment to whiz.
Well, actually, I was checking out the two young ladies in the viewing booth down the hall.
Who are they? The two who look alike?
Twins.
Oh, that's Barb and Mary Lib.
Can they come in and join us?
Well, I suppose so afterwards, as long as you don't want to engage in any sort of onanistic stuff, you have to share.
Onanism, onan.
What do you think?
You know.
Can you make an O? Oh.
By the way, the phone numbers here, the local phone numbers are 251-2324, 254-3076, 253-21.
At 875, and then I'm going to call it Paducah.
So we'll go back to the phones and say, hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
I was going to call and just say, what is the difference between the callers that call up on radio and the callers that call up on television?
Excellent question.
None.
The radio seems to be a little more intelligent, don't you think? Or is it the fact that stereo screens the calls a little bit more than...
Maybe that's it. There's no call screen. I don't think I've been asked in depth about my sex life.
May I...
Exactly, yeah.
May I add something to that?
Absolutely.
Do you know how scary it is for some people to call?
Yeah.
When I meet people at remotes, the first thing they always say is, what the hell's that in your pocket? But the other thing they say is, they say one of two things. One, they'll say, you don't look like your son. And they'll say, you know, I don't call. And I always say, good.
That's right.
The book of lists one time said that the greatest, the most, I guess the greatest human fear that's learned is speaking in public. And if 1,000 people called every day, which is impossible. I think one day we had 84, which was a board ops day from hell. We just said, call in real quick and call up and say something and move on. No screening, no nothing. And if 1,000 people call, that will be what, 1/10 of 1% of whatever it is. So there's got to be a distinction made between callers and listeners. Sometimes if a show is compelling, you don't want to call. It's like playing football and watching football. Both of them are just as good as the other. One is more of a participatory thing. But I can't imagine why somebody wouldn't want to call. I wanted to call you.
But now, these people tell you that they're afraid to call.
Yeah,
now, that fascinates me.
Oh, yeah. I met people the other night at the Pinellas County Fair, and they said, we listen all the time, but we never call. I said, why? And she goes, why? I don't know. And it's that public speaking thing.
Well, I think because we do it for a living, we're atypical in that we don't think about it.
But you know, the calling, of course, there's complete anonymity. They don't know who you are.
Not only that, we don't know who they are.
Exactly. Good point. And they don't know who they are either. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hello, Carol. This is Arnold. I'd like you to be in my next movie.
That's
all right.
Good.
It's called Russians Without Panties.
Oh, good. Good. When do you go into production?
In about 2 hours.
Good. I'll be there.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Arnold. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Oh, hello, Mr. Sudler. Hello, Larson. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
What you guys think
Jack Harris.
about basic language constraints that the FCC has placed on urine industry as well as what...
Did you say urine discrete?
Urine
discrete?
No, urine industry.
Actually, sir, urinalysis is now being replaced with this new hair testing for drug use in the
the
workplace.
human immunoassay
Yes,
test,
yes.
which is a complete attack of the Fifth
And no one
Amendment
has to
right.
stand there and watch you.
I think we're getting a little off his
follicles
subject.
yanked out of their scalp.
Yeah, and no one has to stand there and watch you while you give the sample.
What was the question?
Yeah, go ahead and repeat that question.
Okay,
Language constraints.
Question is, what do you think about the FCC's 7 deadly words that you can't use? And
That's a
how
myth,
come
by the
cable
way.
can use them, but you can't?
Begin by listing them, Lionel, if you would.
That's a myth. I will do them in Yugoslavian. Grash, skrup. No, but I don't forget Snjeka, which is, which I had one time and it was awful. The 7 dirty words is mythical.
Everybody is using this.
You're talking about the Pacifica case, and it never said that. The whole obscenity thing, it depends. For example, I could come on and say, you cannot read or say these words.
Yeah.
But if I said, hey, and if I tried to, number one, appeal to the prurient interest, if what I said lacked literary, artistic, political, or scientific value, which it normally does, I mean, it's tough to pass the obscenity rule. It is tough.
In 1987, they tried to pass it. It was stayed by the court based on First Amendment. And really, it is not illegal to say the F word or the SH word or whatever word.
The what word?
Yes. It is not illegal to do that. In fact, if we did it all day on the radio station, it would not be illegal or cause any trouble until somebody filed a formal complaint with the FCC.
But listen to the stupidity behind this. Have you ever read a newspaper and seen
Once.
S blank blank
Right,
D?
it's the same thing.
And I'm saying,
It's exactly
now I
the same
can take
thing.
that. Now I can take that.
Hey, but you can say smegma. And smegma is pretty gross.
Yes, smegma is, of course.
Actually,
Hey,
it's
from
prominent
under
in-
cheese.
No, it's a Greek letter. Alpha, beta, smegma.
It's a type of salad dressing, really.
I was in private.
Well, it can be, although it'll wilt the lettuce pretty quickly. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Okay, Carl.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, I think you were the naughty fellow in the other. Yes. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yo, Lionel, I think you're fat.
No, he said, I think you're a fire. I mean, you should have cut him off.
That's true. He can say that.
Sure.
But I didn't know if he was going to.
Embellish.
I mean, you
And
never
if
know how
anybody-
he would
and if anybody-
put a little tag on
If
that.
anybody ever tried to prohibit that man's ability to say that,
You'd
I would be
cheer.
the first one cheering.
And there's no law against a guy being accurate.
But you know what? Let me tell you something too. And by the way, if ever you want to insult, are you on? He doesn't
Yes,
bleeding.
you're there.
No, I'm kidding. If you really want to insult and scare a talk show host, you know the worst thing you can say is, who? Who are you? I took a cab one time in town, and the guy was driving it with his female companion, and I always do my demographic thing. You ever listen to radio? Yeah, you ever listen to FLA? You ever listen to Lionel? And he almost slammed on the brakes and said, I hate that guy! I said, I'm Lionel, nice to meet you. And he said, well, I don't mean you. But the point is, I told him, I said, as long as you didn't say who, that's worse. I mean, that's scary. Because Rush Limbaugh is loved and hated. Bob Grant and the greats like Irving Feldman and Yako
Smirnoff,
Schlitsky.
yeah.
Those people, the true pioneers, are, as long as they're known. Why is this guy doing the limbo?
He's got a bad back condition.
No, he's been...
Feeling rather ambitious. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Got a call for you.
How you doing?
Who's this?
What's your name, sir?
David.
David, how are you?
I'll tell you, Lionel, last week I was listening to your show, and right before you were ready to roll into the news, somebody left somebody's mic on, and a lot of profanities were rolling out.
The
Was
now
that you?
famous.
The now famous, yes.
Yes, we have unfortunately, we have a member of the staff who has Tourette syndrome. And as you know, Tourette syndrome is a total degradation in he has no limbic system. He cannot equate between what is okay and what's not.
You think it might be one of my relatives?
No, the thing is, he was actually saying duck, because he's a member of Ducks Unlimited.
Yes.
No, because the boss heard him. He was saying
they were talking about a particular mallard or something, and they said that's a chicken. He said, no, that's a duck. A what? A duck.
And then the ceiling tile started to fall.
That's what I thought. Hey, listen, Al
sounded-
Gardner, I want to tell you, I listen to you every morning on my way into work, and your optimistic, upward attitude just tears me apart.
Tears you apart.
What happens to you, sir, when you're torn apart?
What happens to me?
Yeah, how do you put yourself back together?
Slam into the guy in front of me.
Good. That works.
That does every
Keeps Gary
time.
McHenry in business.
All right, thank you, sir, for your call. Have a pleasant day. Our numbers, by the way, are 251-2324, 254-3076, and 253-2146. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yes, how are you today?
Fine.
Trouble here.
Have you ever been...
Yes.
Good button, Carol. Yes.
Can I give him? Can I give him a? As an next caller?
Yes, of course.
Don't start off with "Have you ever been?" or "Why don't you?" You don't do it like that. You slide into it. You say, for example, one time my son was taking a math test, and your mother's a virgin. Boom. It's like, what happened? What happened? That's the way to do it.
We're talking about Lithuania or something.
I've done it before, and I'm sorry. I've been here and I've been laying on the floor watching the show, saying, what the heck.
Well, Lionel, you've just done a great service for all of the talk show hosts in the world.
Absolutely. If we're
He
going
used to be a caller. Now we used to know what he used to say.
No, but you love that. Because I know in the hall you say, did you hear when that guy asked me if I ever stuck a coat hanger in my... You love that. And don't play this feigned, indignant, I don't like that. You're a pervert like the rest of us. And you get off on that.
Of course. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
How you doing today, Carol?
Just fine, sir.
Wonderful show, wonderful show.
Thank you, sir.
I love your guest. Oh, I also wanted to tell you that I can tell it was Richie Fountain there because it has to be because he must be eating some of his cooking.
Yes, I imagine it would build gas in anyone's intestines.
Oh, yes. And then I just want to say that the picture looks fantastic. Is something wrong? Is Jim Moss sick or something like that?
I can't comment on that, sir.
You can't?
No.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And have a nice day.
In-the-house jokes,
Uh-huh. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hi, this is Bill. I'm calling from the Pinellas County Jail.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering if you could kind of help me out with my bail.
Sir, you don't have to worry about it. The early release program will get you out in no time.
Oh, but I got to get off tonight.
Well, perhaps you could grab your instrument, and you'll get off even quicker. Thank you for your call. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hi, I have a question for Mr. Gardner.
Yes, sir.
I listen to your show frequently in the morning, and I'm at times outraged by the way you tend to put words in your guest's mouth. I tend to flash your viewpoint.
Like?
See, you're doing it again.
You know I am. You're right.
Yes.
I quit.
No, I feel that sometimes you tout yourself as a newsman, but go ahead and draw the line. You never draw the line between commentation and the news.
Well, you know what's interesting? Paul Harvey was asked whether or not he is completely objective, and his answer was absolutely not. What we do on the morning show is that we have a news department, and they're not allowed to have opinions. We said before. In fact, we discussed
And they
it
don't.
on your program. That's true. And so since they ask me for my opinion, I give it.
Does that answer your question, sir?
Well, I've met Paul Harvey. I know Paul Harvey, and...
Good day. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hello, I'd like to present this question to Mr. Gardner.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Gardner, have you ever caught yourself, on the radio?
Butt fucking.
Whoa!
Good! Good! Like it!
See, they
Teamwork.
started with "Have you ever?"
That is great. But that was good, though, the complete...
They took your advice, Lionel. You are to be commended.
Oh. Woo! And don't forget to Spanish.
I'll tell you what, the dub's
Spanish
back
works.
at the station.
Can I have a copy of this tape?
Oh, yes, we'll certainly
Absolutely.
distribute many copies. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yeah, hello, Carol.
Hello, sir.
I'd like to make a comment about Rush Slimeball. I really don't care about his politics. It doesn't make any difference
But he's good, isn't he?
if he's left or right.
But he's good.
No.
He's not.
He's the most conceited, self-centered individual I've ever
So
heard.
you just violated his own...
All he talks about on the Pat Sajak show, he said, I, me.
Well, there you go.
First
And do,
person
re, mi,
singular
fa,
again.
sol, la, ti, do. But that is his privilege and his prerogative, and he's still the #1 talk show host in the country. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hello, General Booker. So nice to see you.
Who is this man? Clink!
Is Bernard Clink? Shut up, you pig!
Thank you.
Nazi hour.
Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yes, I'd like to ask Al Gardner some 60s trivia questions.
Very good.
Go.
Kind of put him on the hot seat there.
Very good.
Listen, what product was said to be good if you wanted to take it off? Take it all off.
Oh, Noxema.
Oh, excellent. Okay. What year was the first Super Bowl and who won? It's not a
I
music
want to
question.
say no.
Next year's the 25th.
Baltimore Colts.
67 Green Bay Packers. One
Green
more.
Bay Packers, okay.
According to the 60s commercial, where's the best place to put a tiger?
In your tank.
Thank you
Let
very
me
much.
ask this guy. Wait. Where did the name Super Bowl come from?
The Tidy Bowl Man?
Pardon me?
The Tidy Bowl Man?
Nope. Lamar Hunt
Oh, your
At
cousin.
the time, his son, one of his kids,
Yeah.
was playing with, remember the old Super Balls? You would throw them and they would bounce around.
Listen, Lionel, a question for you. Where did Jackie Onassis marry Ari Onassis?
On the Isle of...
Lesbos.
Scorpios.
Sure.
Very close.
Yeah.
Very close. And what bridge did Bobby Gentry sing about her hit and Ode to Bobby Joe?
Tallahatchie.
Thank you for your call, sir. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
What is the
hello, Carol. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
From Minnesota, Billy Bob from Uranus. You guys
From
are
Uranus?
pretty smart, educated are the peoples, and I'm wondering if I could get on the beat
Well, you're already getting on, sir, and you've gotten on long enough. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hi, how are you?
Groovy, ma'am.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. Thank you for your call. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Barney Rubble, Barney Rubble, Barney Rubble.
Hey, Fred. Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yes, my name is Ulta. Have you been butt bucks?
Yep.
So was Audrey Hepburn. Kathy Hepburn. Right.
Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Hi,
That's
I
him.
want to say I just have a great time every morning listening to Al Gardner.
What are you
Lionel,
doing when
I
you're
think
listening
you're
to him?
wonderful. Mark, I don't hardly ever get to listen to you. I'm watching you right now on TV. This is just great. I have one question. Al Gardner, what happened to your remotes you used to do every Thursday?
That's a good question. Ask Carol about the remote last night, as a matter of fact.
Yes,
Therein lies the answer.
we did our first remote broadcast for the Desperate and Dateless program, which is Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. at the Fraternity House restaurant on 4th Street in St. Petersburg, and we had a hell of a good time. That was a lot of fun. Good food, good drinks, and, of course, matching people up.
I know, but I used to listen to Al Gardner once a week. You used to do it.
All kidding aside, I think we're going to try to do that again. That was a lot of fun. Got a chance to meet a lot of folks. I think we're going to do it again.
Okay. I had Bob Lassiter at my house last year. He did one of my living room broadcasts.
You won the contest where he was able to broadcast. You live in Clearwater.
No, well, I live right by the Oldsmar Flea Market. I didn't do that crazy one. That was the week after.
Okay, ma'am, we do have to run, but we thank you for your call. We're running out of time. We are simulcasting, by the way, on News Radio 970 WFLA, as well as Paragon Cable in Hillsborough, Cablevision, Telesat, and Jones Intercable. There's a replay in Pinellas County on Paragon Cable Channel 9 next week, as well as in New York City, and by the time you see this up there, as I said, it has already happened. We'll go ahead and say hello. You're on Chatterbox Live.
Hello, this is Simon Templar.
Hello, the Saint.
I'd like to know if you know anything about those missing Jews, Mr. Sudler. It would seem you have a great deal of explaining to do.
You know how many types of Jews there are? Seriously. In the
Oh, there's Hasidic,
Orange Jews,
Sephardic.
Jews, Sephardic.
Sephardic Jews are the best.
I know.
Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Yeah, I just have one little question.
Hello, you're on Chatterbox Live.
Hello, Carol?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to say hi to all the guys. This is Rose.
Oh, no, she snuck through.
Who is it?
It's Rose.
Oh, it's Rose?
Yeah, what did it say, the what?
I said, oh, no, you snuck through.
Not for Brew. Can I talk to Al Gardner?
You got him.
Al Gardner?
Yes.
I listen to you all the time. You have a very great show.
Thank you. And, guys, I want to thank you for having come on Chatterbox tonight. Al Gardner,
Pleasure is
Mark
mine.
Larson, Lionel. Look forward to
We
doing
all
this.
want to know collectively if you've ever been... No, I'm only kidding.
Well, we'll discuss that off the air. Thank you very much, News Radio 970 WFLA. This is Chatterbox. We'll be back next week at the same time. So, again, my guests, Al Gardner, Mark Larson, and Lionel. Tally-ho, have fun, and this was great.
Dick, thank you.